Hey there, it's Joanna, and I'm a licensed counselor, and I am also a coach for people who are going off their psychiatric medication and seeking to live life fully without meds. And I went through my own pretty awful withdrawal experience and have healed and gotten better. And so I love to be able to share just what I've learned and any encouragement I have with you and for getting through withdrawal and to the other side. So that's what I'm here to do. If you're interested in talking with me, I would love to meet with you. I have a link in the description to this video. You can find a link, and on there is my website, and you can find my calendar page and sign up for a time to talk to me. Right now I'm offering free 15-minute coaching for anybody who is on my email list. So you just go to my website to get on my email list if you're interested. Today, I would love to be able to share with you what I have learned about withdrawal, and specifically for those who are supporting a loved one coming through withdrawal. So if that is you, stay tuned, or you can send this to your loved one if you want your loved one to be able to have just more understanding of what you're going through and to be able to have some idea of how to support you better. So, first of all, psych med withdrawal is when someone is experiencing severe symptoms after going off their psychiatric medication, whether that's through like a taper that their doctor gave them, or a cold turkey, or whatever the situation is. Sometimes it's through very bad or poorly informed medical advice. There's a lot of a high prevalence of bad medical counsel about how to get off meds. So that's like a separate video. But many people find themselves in the position where they're getting off their meds and they have a tremendous amount of symptoms, and it can be excruciating. It can be really, really painful. So, so that's what psych med withdrawal is. It can be somewhere between, it can vary the number of symptoms. Some people experience fewer symptoms, some more, but there's up to like 100 symptoms people can experience. And a lot of them have to do with basically the whole body having a dysregulation. So the whole system is dysregulated through the whole nervous system. And so it involves physical and mental symptoms. It can be like flu-like symptoms, aches and pains, fatigue, mental symptoms like looping thoughts, inability to concentrate, like severe feelings of depression or anxiety. But basically, whatever they are experiencing is very chemical in nature and more extreme and more bizarre for them than what they've ever experienced before. And so it's really hard and can be really scary to manage. And so it relates to just the whole body needing to regulate after getting rid of the drug. So the drug may be completely out of their system, but even then, the whole body has to re-regulate how to run and how to adapt after not having that drug. Because what the body and the brain does is it becomes dependent on that drug. And then when that drug is gone, the whole body has to figure out how to run those systems of like body regulation through heart rate and digestion and hormones and dopamine and all of that. It basically has to figure out how to do that without the drug. And so that's why you have the severe symptoms. And it really does vary in nature, the severity, but especially people who have had more of a cold turkey or a fast taper usually have more symptoms. And so that doesn't mean that they can't heal. It just means that it might be a very challenging withdrawal scenario with the symptoms. So on the practical side, what does that mean for you if you're the loved one of someone in withdrawal? Well, the thing is that the person going through this, as much as they can do normal life, it is good for them to do that and to be encouraged about that. But it's sort of like they have to discern where that line is of like what is too much and what is not enough. And so some normal life things, they may not be able to be functioning at the same level through the withdrawals. So there may be, maybe they were able to work full time and now they can only work part time. Maybe they were able to work out at the gym and now they can only go for walks. So the difference that you see in their functioning is based on what's going on in their body and what their body needs. But it still does help for them to function in as much as they can. So practically, it may mean that as a loved one, you might be doing some more things for them, or just, adapting to them not being able to go out as much with you, or maybe used to go, work out together or be on a bike club together. And those things aren't like part of what they're able to do right now. If you live with them, maybe they used to be able to like do a lot more of the household things, and maybe they just haven't been able to as much. And so there's a lot of adapting practically that you have to do while they're recovering. But then as they get better, I always encourage my clients to, and those I coach, to do as much of normal life as they can and to see it as a rehab and to celebrate those small wins. So for a while, like I couldn't leave the house, or my symptoms went just like through the roof. It was just awful. Like I, would be like, well, I'm going to go grocery shopping, then do this. And then I would be like in bed, laid out, horribly crying, miserable, physical symptoms, mental symptoms, just really, really terrible. So anyway, I had to realize like, okay, I can't do that right now. It's just my body can't handle it right now. So what I did do was I was like, well, what can I still do without making the symptoms worse? And so then I would just try to do those things. And so it may look like that for your loved one. And then it's just a matter of like supporting and encouraging them to keep doing what they can do. And then, I mean, you might need more of a support system in your life depending on what your life situation is. But, maybe it's going to mean more takeout. Maybe it's going to mean like, well, not all the laundry gets folded, but it's in baskets, whatever it is. But like adapting to just right now, we just have to make things work as is, and it's okay. And then on the mental side, that's kind of like the practical side of like adapting to life expectations, supporting them in what they can do and get done, and then just being understanding of what they can't. And then for as far as like the mental side of things, like their mental symptoms, the biggest thing that you can do is encourage them and reassure them, because in withdrawal you experience catastrophic fear. Like you sort of feel like your whole perspective of reality is altered, and it is very much because of that chemical, that whole chemical, like fear, anxiety, terror, doom, all of these symptoms. And so your loved one might be looping a lot about, I'm never going to heal, and bringing like a huge case of like, this is why I'm not going to heal. This is what's wrong with me. It was the worst taper. I'm blah, 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 blah. Like I had the worst taper. I'm only remembering all the times I've been at my worst. And maybe I'm always like this. Maybe I'm never going to heal. Maybe something terrible is wrong with me forever. So like this is very, very, very common in withdrawal, to obsess, ruminate, to have doom and gloom, disaster, projections. It seems very real. And so one of the biggest things you can do is just reassure. And you may feel like a broken record. They say their line, you say your line, like, no, you are going to heal. Other people have healed. But just say it and mean it. And they're not going to get tired of hearing it, because it's going to make all the difference. I had people just repeating the same things to me again and again, and I would still find a loophole in that. And I'll be like, but so and so healed because of blank, blank, and blank, and I'm different in this way, and this is why I'm uniquely screwed. And then, my loved ones would have to be like, no, Joanna, that's not a reason why you're not going to heal. Your mind is just, thinking of the worst case or whatever. And so eventually then maybe I would be reassured and then soon again need to be reassured again. So anyway, it's just a lot of reassurance. And I know that can be very exhausting. And maybe like seeing them crying or seeing them not upset or seeing them suffering so much is discouraging, but just know that it's like a worse before it's better thing. Like they may seem worse, but they're going to get better. And they're not just going to be better, they're going to be med-free and better, which is a greater freedom. To not be riding the waves of medications and how they affect your body, but to be truly free from meds and thinking clearly and have your life back is really a gift. And a lot of people say who go through this, a lot of what they say is they stay alive because of their loved ones, because can be so excruciating to survive all of the symptoms and the way it affects your whole perspective of reality. But a lot of what people say who go through this is they stay alive because of their loved ones. So you are very loved, and your person going through this loves you a lot, and them coming through this is a testament of their love to you and to others. And so you're making a huge difference in their life just by supporting and loving them through this. And that's going to be an amazing part of what you have even after this. And so the kind of love that we can experience when we're suffering can be really life-changing and can give us something so solid and secure afterwards. A very durable kind of attachment. And it can create so much room for a beautiful life afterwards. And so I just encourage you to look ahead at the good to come, and that people heal from this and live really beautiful, flourishing lives afterwards and have great relationships. And so take heart that your loved one can come through this and do really, really well, and that you're making such a big difference in their life. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for watching this video. And I just encourage you and I applaud you. And if you'd ever want to meet with me, I'd be happy to meet with you to encourage you along that journey. Thanks so much for joining me on this video today.